welcome back to an unexpected art lesson. This week we are going to continue talking about getting into drawing.
Your comment on lined notebooks and a 50-cent mechanical pencil is a perfect example of the actual reality. So one of my favorite artists has a book called The Art of Shading Lines. This book encompasses 2 years of his art. And this is not just his perfect finished pieces or his exhibition grade works. This has everything. So from large production pieces for things like Batman to shows and exhibitions and his 5x1mm film notes, even small sketches on envelopes or paper napkins are included in this because it's not just the final work. He wanted to explain the process going into it, which I feel gives a much greater respect to that artist because you're not just seeing the perfect end pieces. Even my tattoos, these were not the initial sketches. I worked and I refined each one before I looked at making their final piece. This does play out to other artists as well. So like Kim Jung-ji, he had, again, another guy who's got a whole bunch of amazing things just on bloody napkins.
If it works, it works.
Exactly. Stitch came to be because of a really bored production meeting.
Sounds like most production meetings.
Yeah, actually, it was what had resulted in one of my greatest short-lived company comic strips ever.
You might have showed me that later, but what if my favorite artistic habits that I've indulged in, all I need for it is graph paper and Sharpies? I like to do these fun little geometric designs using the squares in the graph paper and Sharpies. I would show it, but it is on the other side of the room, but I will attempt to remember to show pictures to the listeners, but it's just, I don't even know how I got started doing that. Something in my head made sense of, I wonder if I could make this sort of effect, or make this shape happen, and what happens if I do this with the colors. It doesn't take much.
And that's just it. You can start learning to draw with a pencil, pen, coworker's pencil if you're really feeling adventurous, any grade of paper, and the willingness to make bad drawings, but be curious about the world around you. That is literally the bar to get over drawing.
Just do it. Stop overthinking. Just do it. And if it's bad, don't worry about it. Try again. Try something different. Look up tutorials. Trace over something. Copy something. Some of my best drawings have been when I've been staring at the thing I was drawing. Like when I did the poster for Brissinger, the Aragon book. My mom worked at a bookstore when the last book came out, so I did a poster for the launch party. I had a picture of the cover to base off of. I know I've also done pictures of the other book covers. I don't know where they are, though. I will find that sketchbook somewhere, I think. I hope. I think it made the move to Texas. We'll see. I really hope so. I was kind of proud of those, but I can always do it again, I guess. I do have lots of book covers with cool dragons on it.
And that's just it. You have proven that that's the next step of determining how to be an artist. You are fascinated by dragons. You want to draw dragons. You have references of dragons. Voila!
I have lots of references of dragons. This is just on my desk. This one kind of looks like a butterfly, actually.
And that definitely needs to go on the Instagram as more inspiration for people.
Exactly. I have so many weird little plastic, actually most of them are dragons, but I've also got a weird green, spiny, thorny nature monster thing with glowing yellow eyes. It likes to stare at me ominously. I've got a lot of stuff. If people ever would like a random weird little guy to base a drawing off of, I collect weird little guys. Case in point, Watson.
Beat me to the punch on that one.
Yep. It's so easy, especially nowadays with modern technology, to get into art. Because artists like Laurie Ann Gonzalez started with basic supplies and gradually upgraded her skills as her income grew. She and her husband love to travel, and she creates works inspired by that travel. From large-scale acrylic canvas paintings that she does in her kitchen studio, and also paints what she calls tiny landscapes, which sounds absolutely adorable, and it's apparently her favorite thing to paint, but you don't need a fancy space. And you can just use note cards. You don't need to have the best to be a good artist or to just do art for yourself. Just find the thing that you're excited about making and make it. And share it. Share it with us. Please.
I totally encourage the idea of sharing art because, again, that's a community of like-minded artists.
And it's a really good way to find people whose weird ADHD neurodivergent brains work very similar to yours.
And if anyone discovers their brain works like mine, well, may gods have mercy on you.
It is definitely an interesting time. Another myth we would like to debunk is I'm too old or it's too late to start. A lot of people think you have to start young to be a good artist, and if you didn't begin as a child, you've missed your chance. That is a bunch of nonsense.
I was going to try and come up with an Abe Simpson joke, but I do not have enough caffeine to come up with that one, so we're going to just talk about the reality instead. Well, first off, 1, get off my lawn! Secondly, many successful artists did not start seriously drawing until their 20s, 30s, or even later. One of the beauties of the internet, and this is one of the things that I do find it has strengthened the idea that artists can exist in these alternate spaces. They no longer require the university accolades in order to prove that they got the chops. This evolved in the idea that Instagram artists who start sharing their journey from day one, the idea of YouTubers kind of going into their process, doing tutorials, Proco, Mark Bennett, they all share their stuff online. Artists who even picked up digital art during the pandemic and are now selling their work. That is a short turnaround time, and they made the cut just off of that alone.
Yeah, as I said, art can be a great coping mechanism and a good way to process things that are going on, and sometimes as you do that, whatever medium or kind of art you're doing, you are putting parts of yourself and the emotions you're feeling and the things you're thinking about and worried about into your art. People can connect with that. And also, if you're like me and you pick up a creative hobby and then you hyperfixate on it a little bit because it's a coping mechanism and it feels like the world is on fire, you can get really good at it in a short period of time. And you don't have to be the best. You don't have to have gone to art school. You can just enjoy doing the thing. Stop agonizing, start drawing, and have fun. You can do it. I believe in you, and I look forward to seeing what you create.
Exactly.
Because you will start creating. Ominous positivity.
Brianna brings positivity the same way a boat oar races the side of Watson's head.
Watson's gonna do a doodle after this and have proof.
I shall. And even if you are an artist who's getting their start later on, there is advantages to be found there because, again, as Brianna just pointed out, they progress faster because, well, 1, they understand how their brain works a lot better, aka the hyperfocus. More life experience to draw from, the ability to invest in learning resources. So, and I don't mean just university, I mean look online. Find artists that inspire you. A lot of them do have their own tutorials or have their own processes that they like to talk about. And even patience for the process. One of the artists who inspired me, she has never been to a university art class in her life, and this woman had painted artwork for revolutions. That alone proves that art has power, and it doesn't matter about the pedigree of the artist. It matters on the message.
Exactly. And as I say, you put pieces of yourself into your work. You have something you want to say, you can say it through art. Even if you're not trying to start a revolution, even if you just want to draw cute little guys so people can go, oh my gosh, look at the cute little chubby little guy right there, he's so cute, I just want to pinch his cheeks. The world needs that too. The world needs chibi. And cute. And weird little slime guys. The world needs all of it.
Exactly. Art benefits the world around you.
What is it
And
you have the urge to draw now?
belligerent chibi creatures.
Oh, that'll be fun to see.
But that's just it. Even just the idea of a belligerent chibi creature alone made Brianna laugh. That proves that even there's a purpose with that art.
Just make someone smile. Adds a little light to the world. It can help people remember, hey, it's not that bad out there. There's some good. The world can't be that terrible if there are drawings out there of Watson's little dinosaur guy that he likes to fidget with, wearing different kinds of hats with different backgrounds. Tossing that out there because I had that pop in my head. I'm like, I need to see that now. That just sounds adorable.
We literally just riffed on a concept, and we were both laughing and thinking, this is going to be a cool sketch idea. That is all you need. I will say this until my head falls off. You do not need to have a high concept of art or a familiarity with the history of artists X, Y, and Z. You just want to make cool things. That's enough.
I mean, it is still cool to learn about art, but it is not required to be a good artist. Art is just interesting. I mean, art can be as simple as something I've been thinking about doing is making notebooks using the pictures that I took when I was in Arizona. And having some, they're just like the pretty panos and stuff like that wrapped around the notebook. And having some where it's a pretty pano and there's a cartoon dinosaur in the middle of it. A pretty for your thoughts and a pretty silly for your thoughts.
And that's perfect.
Unfortunately, according to Google, it's going to be slightly more complicated than I thought it was, but eventually I'll probably get to the point where I just say, forget it and do it on Amazon. They don't like low content books, but I'm like, I kind of want to do the thing, but then I have to market it.
We will come up with a marketing episode much later.
Yeah, at some point. There will be a guest brought on for that one, for sure. But I believe we have one more myth that we are going to bust today. Or in this set of recordings.
Oh yes, and this particular myth is one that I definitely have my own personal dislike of. The idea that you need to develop your own style first. Heck nah. The idea that copying other artists is cheating. Now let me put a quick disclaimer here. Tracing and marketing that art is cheating. However, being inspired by other artists' style is what helps you evolve your own unique voice before you actually put yourself out into the world. I can say that I've been inspired by Chris Sanders, Shane Glines, and these other artists that we're discussing today. They're what helped give me my own artistic voice. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Copying other artists' work for the sake of practicing and honing and learning from it is okay. Copying other artists' work and claiming it as your own, absolutely not. Oh, this does make me think of just an excellent book series out there by Austin Kleon. The first book is Steal Like an Artist. It's focusing on finding the inspiration and like building off of cool things you see others see. He's got $30, so it's steal like an artist, show your work, and keep going. They're short books with lots of fun visuals, and they are just excellent for inspiration. I'm gonna move them into my office when we're done with this, so I will remember to reread them, because it's a fantastic inspiration.
And I've now got another set of books I need to look into.
Welcome to being friends with me.
The greats have also been inspired by other greats. Shane Glines' example, the dude has said in interviews he has studied various pinup artists and even the Golden Age illustrators. So, like, his start was Flintstones! And even myself, if I was going to put myself in a category of a style of art, and this, again, varies greatly on the day and the mood, my favorite stuff is this fantastic post-impressionism work. But it can honestly change depending on the style or what I'm into for that day. And again, Lorianne Gonzalez understands that this style is always going to evolve naturally. Her work when it started has been influenced by other work as she has progressed.
Yeah, and sometimes the style might depend on the project. Sometimes you don't know what the style is going to end up being until you start doing it, and you're like, oh, okay, so that's what we're doing today. All right, keep going.
Exactly. Here's kind of a way that I would see the learning process of an artist, and even how I got my start. Copy everything you love. Look at the artists you like. If you're reading a comic and you just think, hey, this Batman is really cool looking, what makes it cool to you? What speaks to you? Or what makes this, like, is it the old school The Dark Knight Returns, like just how Batman is depicted as this Goliath of a creature? Or even Batman Beyond, where it goes from this ancient depiction of Gotham to this cyberpunk future where everything is streamlined.
Or Hello Kitty.
Exactly, and I really wish I had thought of a better reference than two Batman pieces, so thank you.
Yeah, there are different styles out there, and sometimes it can be fun to combine them. Like, what if you take Batman, but make it Hello Kitty? Or one of the different iterations of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or... There are so many things you can combine. There's actually an artist out there, I don't remember her name, but I've seen her stuff on Facebook, where she will combine two different characters. The last one I saw was Stitch and Toothless, and it was adorable. She also did one with Stitch and Hey the rooster from Moana. That was hilariously deeply cursed.
I like Hey. He's probably the most well-adjusted character in that entire movie. He's probably also the most haunted.
He's fine. He's just got two brain cells and they're all ah!
They just scream at each other back and forth.
Yeah.
That is exactly what helps you develop your own unique voice, is take the art that you're inspired by, take what you enjoy. And then once you do that, change it up a little. Just add your own observations. So if you live in Gotham City, draw something in Gotham City. Or if you are affected by an event around you, draw something for it, draw something against it.
The number of people that use art to deal with natural disasters or non-natural disasters is astounding. There have been whole genres created from that. Looking at you, kaiju movies. With Godzilla originally being created as sort of a metaphor for the atomic bombs, because the people in Japan were not allowed to talk about it. So it got depicted as a monster. And that had a big impact. So you can use it to put a face to something that there's not much you can do about. Or you can use it to add a little light to the world around you. You can draw cute, fluffy, wholesome things as just a reminder that there is good, wholesome stuff out there. Because sometimes you need cozy.
There is no right way to be an artist, to find what inspires you. It changes based on your own ideas, your own perception. And your style does evolve over time. So even if you look at some of these artists, like if you look at Chris Sanders' Instagram, you can see how his art starts as this one particular style and it evolves, it becomes stronger, his line work changes, but it's still Chris Sanders' art at the end.
Yeah, art grows, art evolves. That's why it's good to try new things. You know, I thought I just has like it could be fun to we should once a week or once a month, I might cut this out, shout out or highlight different artists who have documented the processes on social media, or people who've documented like historical artists' processes on social media, so listeners can find places where they can like look and see what that evolution can look like, and maybe get some helpful tips and pointers. Like, I know there's gotta be some artists out there who live stream some of their drawing sessions.
Oh, definitely.
I know people who do live streams when they're writing something, even if they can't actually share what they're writing. So there's absolutely artists who share their drawing. So that could be a good time to just learn. And just maybe hang out and make a new internet friend. Internet friends are fun.
Exactly. Internet friends are interesting. The idea is that art can lead to communities. It can lead to new people, experiences, ideas, concepts. You do not have to limit yourself to your backyard. That is the beauty of the internet. And there had to be at least some redeeming quality to social media, and
art is a pretty good redeeming quality.
Exactly.
What would you say are maybe some good resources or things for our listeners to check out, or do we just want to straight up issue a challenge for them?
Let's give them some foundation before we issue a challenge. We'll do that one in the next episode.
Okay.
Look up an artist named Proko, Proko. He has dozens of tutorials on various types of art and how he goes about with his process. He also does do these wonderful talks about what goes into them. So I'd say that would be a good start. There is also a collaboration called 21 Draw, which is a group of artists have put together these concept books that show their style, they show their kind of what goes into their process for art. We'll put some links up on the Instagram as well so people can view them. I have reviewed the 21 Artists book in a previous lifetime, and their free intro book, or their little snippets of their first PDF, is wonderful.
Yeah, and also you can just go to your local bookstore. I know Barnes & Noble has these. If you go into the bargain section, they have a lot of little, like, complete the drawing books or make your own comic book books. It's a starting point. Like with the complete the drawing, it has a mix of, like, I have it pulled up to one page has the outline of a dress. So you'd fill that in. And the other one has... it's something incomplete. So you get to decide what it is and then finish the drawing in that. I think it might be supposed to be a cassette tape case. We'll see what I end up deciding to make it. But just having something to build off of, and I know for me it helps to have like a something to do every day kind of goal. Like something that I can break down and I did this today. And tomorrow I'll do this, and then the day after I'll do this. So maybe a challenge of do a doodle a day.
Yeah. Doing just a single doodle is all that you need to get that start.
Whether you are drawing something you can see, doing something abstract in the corner of the page, which is one of my favorite things to do, just draw. doodle. And then when you're done with the doodle, you can just go over it and pin, add color. Embrace
Exactly.
your art.
Let it evolve.
Even if it's just squiggles in the corner of the page, embrace your art. Try something new.
Don't be afraid to fail. Failing isn't the end. Failing just means that you know something doesn't work and you get to try again.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill.
That is something we should probably throw up on the Instagram, because that is a great quote for art.
It's a good quote for life.
Mm-hmm.
And art is a big part of life, whether people acknowledge that or not. Thank you for listening to An Unexpected Art Lesson, the show where we talk about everything you didn't know about art. Stay tuned next week for further discussion of the truth about drawing and how to get started on your journey as an artist.